We have some great people here. The co-host, Duvie Honig, who brought this together. I like to say he's a mensch. He's a great guy. He's doing great work, and the Orthodox Jewish Chamber is growing in leaps and bounds. We have Jane Tillman Irving here, who's our special MC. Maybe you'll recognize her voice. She's marvelous. She's always well prepared. And she was a legendary, award-winning news reporter for WCBS 880 Radio. Thank you again for lending your time and talents to us. You all should have seen the program here. I'm not going to repeat it. Howard Teach, one of our roundtable participants, a board member of the Greater New York Chamber. Thank you for being here, Howard. I want to get through this program. We have some very important people, so I hope that you all turn off your cell phones and pay close attention. We're going to start first. Duvie Honig, the president of the Orthodox Jewish Chamber, is going to come on up and probably tell you a little bit, very little, Duvie, we got a big program, about the roundtable, but more importantly about our first honoree, Joanne Hill.
Mark, thank you. It's an honor to be here today and to work together with Mark and Helena and the Greater New York Chamber. We do lots of great work together. I want to welcome and congratulate all the women who are being recognized today for Women's History Month. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to facilitate bringing such a muscle in the room, such women empowerment, such minority empowerment, and people who make a difference. The leadership, our future admiral, and of course Joanne, who came in special from Washington. We know the president found out that she was coming, so he decided to come. She missed the ride, but she might get a ride back. At this time, I'd like to recognize Joanne for her work in the minority, helping other minorities. And we have a Women History Month 2024 award. The Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce, Greater New York Chamber of Commerce recognized Joan J. Hill, Director for the Office of Customer Experience of Minority Business Development Agency, MBDA, U.S. Department of Commerce, Washington, D.C., with the Minority Business Leadership Award for achievement of stimulating minority business throughout the United States of America, signed Duvie Honig, founder and CEO of the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce, and Mark Jaffe, President, Greater New York Chamber of Commerce. John, if you could please join us in accepting this award, recognition, Mark, and everyone.
I do have to make a few remarks because they told me that I have to do this. Since they're paying for me to be here this evening, but it is an honor and a privilege to be here with you this evening. I'd like to extend a special acknowledgement and thank you to Duvie Honig, President of the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce, and to the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce and other leaders, stakeholders, and honorees that are joining us here this evening in honor of Women's History Month. Thank you for all the work that you're doing to uplift our underserved businesses and communities, and of course, thank you to all of the business owners for joining us here this evening. Again, it's an honor to be here with you to celebrate Women's History Month. This month serves as a powerful reminder of the immense contributions of women to our society. It is a time to honor our past, to celebrate our present, and to commit to building a more inclusive and just future for women everywhere. Again, thank you for recognizing the contributions of the distinguished women that are being honored here this evening. I would like to tell you a little bit about MBDA, the Minority Business Development Agency, for those of you who might not be as familiar with our agency. It's the only federal agency that is specifically designed to foster the growth and global competitiveness of minority-owned businesses and socially and economically disadvantaged businesses. That is our mission, to be the leading voice and resource for businesses who have been historically or systematically held back. MBDA carries out its mission in two ways. First, we provide technical assistance and business support services to individual businesses through our national network made up of 131 business centers and programs that serve every state and territory across the United States, helping entrepreneurs access capital, access contracts, build capacity, and get their foot in the door to opportunities that otherwise would be closed to them. I am proud to announce that this past year, we have made the largest expansion to our network in the agency's 55-year history with the launch of the MBDA Capital Readiness Program that addresses the #1 impediment for MBEs and small businesses, and that is access to capital. Our Capital Readiness Program is a $125 million technical assistance program designed to help underserved entrepreneurs launch and grow their businesses. Through this program, MBDA has funded 43 business incubators and accelerators. Several of them are here in the state of New York. Incubators are designed to help new entrepreneurs and startup businesses. Accelerators are designed to help emerging businesses who are ready to take the next step. The primary purpose of the Capital Readiness Program is to prepare business owners to secure capital from the State Small Business Credit Initiative, and that's commonly referred to as SSBCI. The SSBCI is a $10 billion fund designed to drive new lending and investment to small businesses and towns across America. This is a big deal. The Capital Readiness Program is the largest ever federal investment in business incubators and accelerators of its kind. We are connecting billions of dollars in capital to businesses in your communities and others like it around the country. So what makes MBDA's national network is so unique is that each center is run by a third-party entity or organization that operates in the community that they serve. They understand the unique needs their clients face, and our mission and our actions are guided by these partnerships, and they are guided by the experiences of those like you in this room. And that includes chambers of commerce, trade associations, for-profits, not-for-profits, as well as educational institutions. So the long story short, I hope that you will visit MBDA Business Center or program near you, one of those. We've got a couple here in New York, right here, right around the corner. We've got one here in Manhattan. We have another one in Brooklyn that's operated by the Medgar Evers College. And please visit our website at mbda.gov. I bought some brochures that I believe are in the back, and we look forward to helping all businesses looking to unlock their potential. Thank you, and again, it is an absolute honor and privilege to be here with you this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanne, and we look forward to meeting you in Washington, D.C. next week to follow up on our conversations from the VIP roundtable that we had today. All again to help our members grow and prosper. At this point, I'd like to call up our special guest MC. I told you a little bit about her. Jane Tillman Irving is a gem. She's a legendary, award-winning, retired WCBS 880 news reporter. You may recognize her voice. It's a voice that I wish I had. And Jane is going to introduce our next two honorees and probably tell us a little bit about what it means to be a woman. All I know is that without the women in this house, none of us men would be here. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted that we all got here. We have three presidents up the street at Radio City Music Hall: Biden, Clinton, and Obama. And Donald Trump was on Long Island. When the presidents come to town, as you know, we all become independents until they go home because of the traffic, because nobody can get around. Regardless of your stripe and persuasion and what you do in the voting booth, you want them out of here, especially during rush hour. But we're here to celebrate these wonderful women and all of you who support them. And my favorite Women's History Month story goes about some smart alecky guy who said to a woman, "Why are we celebrating Women's History Month? After all, there's no Men's History Month." And she, I hope, gave him a coolly appraising stare and said, "Oh, you've never studied history, then? Because after all, what is history? History is written by the winners, the dominators, and they are usually men, and usually in this country, white Christian men." Well, we have a vast array of different kinds of people here tonight, which gives lie to that. But history is written by the winners, and until very recently, their Negro History Week started early in the 1900s and became Black History Month. And in 1978, a group of women in California at a school district started a women's history program and a women's history week. And that became, when it was proclaimed by President Jimmy Carter in 1980, Women's History Month. And the rest is, well, history. And so we have been talking about the contributions of women and filling in that part of history that we have not known before. And so we are hoping that everybody leaves here with a sort of, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know women did that. And I didn't know women did this other thing. And I never heard about her before." And that's what these celebrations are all about, so that we all know that all of us contribute, not just some of us who look a certain way or worship a certain way or whatever, came from a certain continent. Everybody contributes, and we are all important. So that's our message tonight. And which brings us to the theme for National Women's History Month this year, which is women. They're celebrating women who advocate for equity, diversity, equity, diversity, and inclusion, DEI as it's known nowadays. But that means simply everybody here contributes, everybody has a story, everybody has a talent, and we want to celebrate us all. And it doesn't matter whether we are male or female or identify in some other way. Everybody has a story, everybody has a contribution. And so we are celebrating all of these women tonight. Our first honoree is Angela DiBiase, and she is the principal court attorney in State Supreme Court in Westchester County. Now, I didn't know what that meant either. Some of you lawyers do, but I did not, and I've been a reporter for a long time, but that was one that was entirely new to me. But she explained it. Basically, she is the judge's right-hand woman. She is a lawyer who has an enormous amount of experience and helps the judges in State Supreme Court with all of their decisions, etc. She is assigned to a particular judge, and every judge has one. She's also a published legal author on issues affecting women, including surrogacy and reproductive rights. You know what was argued in the Supreme Court just this week, and you know what all of the issues are involving surrogacy. You remember Alabama just earlier this month, late last month. So these are issues that our honoree, Angela DiBiase, knows a great deal about. She serves on the executive board of the Westchester chapter of the Women's Bar Association of the state of New York, and she has helped with the Westchester County Bar Association's Diversity Committee. She has been the chairman of it, helping to serve young women and youth from all underserved communities opportunities to work within the legal system and to let them know that there is a place for them within the legal system on the good side. You know, on the good guy's side, administering justice, learning about the law, not on the side involving handcuffs, at least on their wrists. She's also serving on the court's Gender Fairness Committee, which provides scholarship opportunities for young female high school students, and she helps by working as a judge for high school and college level mock trial competitions. That's something I never did, and I think it would be really fun. So the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce is delighted to honor Angela DiBiase as one of its 2024 Women's History Makers. Ms. DiBiase.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'd like to thank the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce and the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce for this incredible honor. It is my privilege to be here tonight to celebrate along with such inspirational women during Women's History Month. For me, my inspiration comes a bit closer to home. I find my inspiration through my mother, an immigrant who paved the way for our family and also for our fellow immigrants in our community. Her bravery, her selflessness, and her compassion to others has always inspired me to reflect on how I can be of service, both through my position in our judiciary and also within my own community. I share this honor with my mother, who's here tonight, and with all of my fellow honorees who continue to inspire us, break barriers, and pave the way forward for all of us. Thank you for this wonderful, wonderful honor, and congratulations to my fellow honorees. Thank you for being here.
Great short story writer Grace Paley wrote a collection called Enormous Changes at the Last Minute. And that's what we had this morning when I opened my email, and Robin Burgess, one of our honorees, said, "I'm sick." So Robin is not here. She had a bad reaction to prescription medication. She sounded awful. And Robin is not a woman who would not show up if she possibly could. So I wanted to tell you a bit about Robin Burgess because she's a senior vice president at Rubenstein Communications. Now, Rubenstein Communications was founded by Howard Rubenstein, who is one of the major wheels in New York political, PR, damage control, all that. So I learned as a reporter that if I needed an authority on something, what do I do? Whom do I call on this? Oh, I'll call Howard's people, because Howard Rubenstein's people at Rubenstein Communications know everybody. And they represent just about everybody. And so that's what Robin Burgess does, and that is why we were to honor her tonight. We were unable to have her with us to share a little bit of wisdom, but I think that Robin Burgess deserves some applause and all our good wishes for a speedy recovery. So let's hear it for Robin Burgess.
So you heard during my introductions, and Doovie, thank you for selecting this fantastic honoree, but we have a young man, and I can call him a young man because he's a lot younger than me. Isn't that right, Colonel Hendon? And he also is on our board of directors. He's a rising star. He serves the assemblymen in the district that our next honoree lives in. So Greg, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Absolutely. Well, thank you. So we are so happy today to be able to honor Leonora, who has been an outstanding partner with us in our community over the last year and a half that we've been in office. Not only is she a good friend of ours, but I think she's probably a good friend of just about every politician you can think of, from Erica. She took me to Gracie Mansion, if you believe it or not, before I could take anybody else to Gracie Mansion. So she has been an outstanding advocate for our community. She's been a leader for years, advocating for the Eastern European people who are represented by our district, the Jewish community in our district. Do we have a bio for her as well? I want to see Doovie as well. I want to make sure that we're speaking about her. But Leonora's been such a great friend to us, and so again, I wanted to, again, for us, what are we honoring her? Beautiful. Oh yes, the Alalina Club, exactly. So again, I just wanted to take a couple of seconds just to honor her again from our office for the incredible partner that we have. And I want to invite Dewey to come up and say a few other words about her to make sure that we're giving her the credit that she deserves. But she has been an incredible partner, and we're blessed to have her in our district. Thank you, Leonora, for being such a good friend. 45, in South Brooklyn. So she lives in South Brooklyn with us, and she's a fantastic friend.
I'm just going to read what it says over here. Women History Month 2024 award, the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce and Greater New York Chamber of Commerce recognize Leonora Ulchava. Leonora founded the Leader Club, an organization that hosts various events for immigrants, seniors, and youth in the community to encourage unity and companionship throughout art and culture. But this specific greater the library, General Society Library represents what Leonora does. So it's an honor to recognize you here today for everything you do, contributing to the youth. And she's always in the public schools and always doing events, inspiring the next generation to grow and get higher, not just for community, for the Russian community, but for everyone as a whole. So it's a true honor. Thank you.
Okay, you know what? It's absolutely, completely surprise what I see, what I heard, and I want to say several words about my club. The mission of the Aelita Club is to support first-generation immigrants, families, women especially, and women, very young women my age, their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren in different cities. They do not have jobs already and close families in America. So club makes their lives rich and fulfilling. My second task is to organize concerts and festivals for children from immigrants, low-income families. Every month, the Aelita Club holds several concerts, so I have people who can say it's true, and festivals and competitions completely free of charge for all participants and spectators. And Duvy Honig has been helping the Aelita Club for 10 years to make hundreds and hundreds of talented children happy. Thank you very much. And if I were asked to choose whose award I would like to have, whose award I would be most proud of, I would choose this award. And this award signed by most honorable people, and Duvy Honig is a symbol of an intelligent Jewish head and warm Jewish heart and an indestructible Jewish spirit. He helped Ukrainian refugees in their most difficult times. He has been helping my club Aelita for 10 years. And his office in Manhattan, but his heart in Israel, I think. So he helps everybody. And I appreciate and thank you very much for these words. I am out of, I don't know, I don't have words, what you told about me. I never knew about myself anything like this. And thank you very much.
What was the first branch of the United States military that was established? What? Coast Guard, yes. You cheated, you saw the program, I know that. That's why there are no grades, no pass, it's all pass-fail. Yes, it was established in 1790. And we know how important the Coast Guard is because we all woke up on Tuesday morning and saw what happened to the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore Harbor. And we know how important the Coast Guard is going to be in making sure that that bridge is reestablished, rebuilt, and that harbor is open because it is one of the busiest in the United States. And that is why we are pleased to honor Captain Zita Merchant. She is not involved with the Baltimore system. She is the commanding officer of the U.S. Coast Guard Sector New York, which oversees the largest port on the east coast of the United States. She is responsible for directing all Coast Guard missions in the Port of New York and New Jersey, bringing in billions of dollars in cargo and tens of millions of passengers annually. It spans over 6,000 square miles, extending from 200 miles offshore to Albany. Captain Merchant has an impressive background in maritime security, safety, crisis management, and she has worked in various Coast Guard sectors, working her way up. And on April 22nd, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Merchant will become Rear Admiral Merchant, the first. The first African-American woman to hold that rank in the 200 plus years of the U.S. Coast Guard. I don't think as a civilian I'm permitted to salute, but I salute you. Her academic achievements include a doctorate of business administration from the National Graduate School at the New England Institute of Business and a Master of Public Administration from George Washington University and a Bachelor of Science in Biology from Tougaloo College, a historically black college in Mississippi. And so, we are happy to honor this evening, soon to be Rear Admiral. Did I say Admirable? I knew I was going to do that, but that is the proper adjective. Soon to be Rear Admiral, Captain Zita Merchant.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I just need to take you on the road with me. Like whenever I go places, she enters in first and she does the introductions. But I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you to Mark and Dewey for this tremendous honor. Just being here tonight is an honor in itself to be beside these amazing women and what we've already highlighted, their accomplishments. I also want to thank Mr. Holliday, a huge champion. Terry, thank you so much. He has been an encourager and a champion over my time here in New York, which I am unfortunately wrapping up almost a 4-year tour. So I had an opportunity to not take command until 2021, but I moved here as the Deputy Sector Commander in May of 2020. And I can't say enough about the amazing team of Sector New York. I have to give a shout out to my current deputy, who's in the back, who will actually, that's John Andrejczyk. And he will be fleeting up, so he will be taking command officially April 22nd when we do our change of command, as well as my frocking and promotion on that day. And Mr. Dan Henry, my Director of Communications, thank you so much for being here. And I could literally go through this audience and say thank you to so many people, including my best friend who's here, best friend and OCS classmate Chico Knight and his fraternity brothers. Thank you so much for supporting me tonight. But I can go through this audience easily over my 4-year career here, my 4-year tenure here, and see so many faces that has supported me along the way, especially Mr. Hendon here, as well as so many. And it's because of people like you that allow me to be here in front of you. And as I continue to think about what we're doing and why we're doing it, and I think you had a perfect opening today as we talked about history, but tonight is really about her story. And I'm so happy to be a part of this special occasion. And these women are really letting us highlight their story tonight, because it is important that we share. And in sharing that, these honorees really show that they are not just women, but they are leaders and trailblazers in their field, and the table in which they sit, they have earned that seat at the table. And it's a pleasure and an honor to just be beside them tonight. And when I think about women's history, similar to my fellow honoree, I think about my mother, who didn't have much, but ensured that I always did service before self. Not having much ourselves, we gave back. And it's because of my mother, it's why I am here today, because of what she instilled in me in regards to service. And one of the other things that I feel that's so important, despite the journey that I've taken over the 27 years, being the first and majority of the jobs that I've had, it's important to have broken down that barrier. Because as I look at every opportunity that I had to be the first, what I aspire to is that there are less first as we continue on. There are less rooms without women in them. There's less rooms of rooms that do not have people of color. I would love to every room that I come in would look like this room and be as diverse. That is my wish. Thank you. But it's also my sincere desire that you and everyone here, as they are leaders in business, that you see the possibilities that are there. There are the possibilities to ensure that your business reflects the diversity of the nation that I serve, that we serve every day, and specifically for our women, and not only these women that we honor today, but all women. They truly possess the opportunity for greatness, because women, we are leaders, we are teachers, and we are guides through untold storms. We are risk takers and decision makers, courageously breaking down social norms. We are watchstanders and legacy crafters, and inspiration to our teams. We are innovators and barrier breakers, and held in the highest esteem. We are honor, respect, devotion to duty, and integrity is our shield. We are clothed in moral conduct, upholding the highest ideals. We lean forward with our mission, and our work ethic is truly our pride. We are the heart and soul of our fields. We are diversity personified. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. The vision of the future realized. We are humble, we are authentic, we are bold, we are magnificent, we inspire transformation, we inspire inspiration, and we are proudly women who serve our nation. So thank you so much, and it's truly an honor to be here with you tonight.
Women History Month 2024 award. It is a great honor that the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce and Greater New York Chamber of Commerce recognize Zeta Merchant of the United States Coast Guard for your appointment as Rear Admiral, becoming the first African-American woman in the Coast Guard's 233-year history to earn this achievement in the service's history. It's a true honor to be able to present this today together with Mark Jaffe, President of Greater New York Chamber of Commerce, and Dovi Honig, Founder, CEO of the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce. Just struck me a moment that we honored in the past. I invited Tenneville Thompson, who's a close friend of ours. She's out of the country. She wanted to be here. She sends her best. Also, Beth Rooney, who runs the ports, we also honored. So all the ports are and ships are run through the women. So our hats off, and also Mark, The home's also the wives, right? They run the ship.
We'll talk about that later.
So the women are in charge of the ports, and we want to show our appreciation for you making history, and Women History Month. Thank you. John, are you able to join us for the picture? Sure. Mary Weber from SBS, thank you for coming. Welcome back. And Rabbi Berkowitz, yeah, you come.
Where's Colonel
And Rabbi
Holland?
Berkowitz, if you could kindly join Rabbi Harry Berkowitz, the chaplain, from Jewish from the police and from the Port Authority, Trenton, and all the different departments over his years. He's a very honorary partner of ours. Please join us for the picture. Make the introduction.
I just wanted to say, Captain Merchant, that and tell you all that I had the great honor of interviewing one of Captain Merchant's professional foremothers, Dr. Olivia Hooker, who in 1945 became the first African American woman to join the United States Coast Guard. And that was in 2015, which was just a few days before her 100th birthday. And the lady had a PhD and taught at Fordham, and she was as sharp as a tack.
All right, you're going to make me stand back up and speak. I'm going to do this quickly because she's talking about Dr. Olivia Hooker.
And she died 3 years later at 103.
Yes. Because it was in my speech and I skipped it because they told me I only had 2 minutes. But Dr. Olivia Hooker, she was the first African American female to serve in the Coast Guard, and she joined the Coast Guard not because she had a desire to be in the military, but because she fought for women's rights. And she said, how can I fight for something that I'm not willing to do? And so she joined the military, and I had the honor and the pleasure of having her as a mentor from the time that I joined the service as a O2 all the way up until she passed at the ripe age of 103. So she was a firecracker, amazing. And every time I speak, I usually speak about her. And you said it, and I was like, okay, I didn't talk about Dr. Olivia Hooker, but she is an amazing woman. And she served in the Coast Guard Auxiliary until she was 95. So.
My goodness. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are all safer because of the legacy of Dr. Hooker and the contributions of soon-to-be Rear Admiral Merchant guarding our coast. So we are all safer because of that. And this time last year, I had the honor of introducing Joy Butts as one of the honorees. But this year, Joy is going to introduce some other honorees. Isn't it nice how things work out that way? Joy Butts is a certified senior business consultant for Chase and JP Morgan Chase. She's worked over 12 years. She's worked for 16 years in financial services. She started as a chemical engineer when she graduated from the University of Dayton in Ohio. And then she moved to corporate sales. But since then, she has been working on helping small businesses, and small and not so small. Small is a very elastic relative term in this context. And she is now a vice president of Coaching for Impact, which helps small and not so small businesses get to the next level. She was one of our honorees last year, and now she has some awards to present on behalf of Coaching for Impact. Joy Butts.
Wow, so it's always such a pleasure to be in the company of this wonderful organization and everyone that's a part of it. And it is interesting, it's a full circle moment, being honored last year. And it's really one of the things that I talked about is it's all about elevating somebody else. That's what's so important and so needed, and that's a responsibility that we all have. So I'm so glad that I'm here to do that today. Before I talk a little bit about our program and what it is that we do, I want to bring up my colleague, Franco Riofrio, because you can't do all this alone, right? And I also want to make sure that I do mention our regional director who actually just came in out of town, Sean Ramseywack, who we would not be here without him, so let's please give him a round of applause as well, because he's definitely managing the entire Northeast. And so a little bit about our program. JP Morgan understands that there is an importance for us to really focus on supporting business owners, whether they're clients or not. It's our opportunity to really give back, and so what we'll do complimentarily, right? So there's no cost or charge towards it, but what we'll do is we'll work with the business owner one-on-one, identifying opportunities to help them with access to capital. Those are some of the things that we've talked about today. Business development, developing their ecosystem, right? Being able to introduce them to organizations like this so that they can move forward. Also operational excellence, because as a business, when you get started, who in here is a business owner? Raise your hand. Okay. Did you ever at any point feel lonely? Like you were all by yourself, right? And so what we do is we come alongside. And as you continue to grow within your business and within your company, you're going to need to bring some people along to help you, right? So operational excellence and really understanding how all of that works is important. So we take all those pieces, we put it all together, and we're able to pour it right back into a successful business. And so both Franco and I are going to bring up a couple of business owners that are actually a part of the program and the initiative that we have right now, but there are countless of them. It's a nationwide program. We actually have coached 5,000 business owners nationwide, which is phenomenal. And we're literally just getting started. And then just right here within the Northeast, 1,000 business owners. And so it's continuing to grow strong, so we definitely want you to continue to pass the word on, right? And if there's any business owners in here interested, we would definitely love to speak with you. So the two business owners that we want to honor today, so I'm going to talk about one of them just a little bit, because I know we're short for time, so they can come up and speak for themselves, and then Franco will introduce the other. So the Technique Agency. And one of the reasons why I wanted to honor the Technique Agency is because they really stand for elevating others. They focus on the management, especially within beauty and lifestyle, right? And they've been pioneers in being able to help elevate other creatives. And that's really what we're doing here, is we're elevating each other. Owned by two phenomenal women, Yanis Joshua and Tekoa Hash. Yanis is here. Tekoa was not able to be here. She's actually in another state right now. But I really wanted to make sure to honor them because of the work that they've done. And outside of just having one company, now they have 3. So they've expanded, right? So all of the good work that they've been doing is really catching on, and it's continuing to expand. So they've opened up a production company, also a beauty line, which is great. So we have a lot of things that we talk about when we're working together. So without any further ado, I would like to bring up Yanis Joshua representing the Technique Agency.
Hi, everyone. So first of all, I want to thank the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce, the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce, JP Morgan Chase, and Joy Butts for this honor. Joy, I could pontificate on the importance that Joy has in our life, but I will say that you have been an amazing source of counsel and advice for us as we have scaled. And Chase has been our bank for the last 10 years. And no matter how high or low our account balances were, we could always count on them for support, for advice, for money. So thank you very much to Chase. To know me is to know that I love to tell a story. We have limited time, so I'll make it quick. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. Tekoa has been an entrepreneur since 2007. But I was by accident. I didn't have any intention. And if you ask my mother, who's in the audience, she will tell you that I was supposed to be a lawyer and a sports agent. So how I ended up here, we still haven't figured it out, but I think we landed okay. But the Technique Agency started out as a PR agency for basketball players. in 2007. But Tekoa was, until she retired 4 years ago, a makeup artist. And in 2010, the Technique Agency became a management agency that represented makeup artists, hairstylists, and wardrobe stylists that work in television and film. And what makes us different is that we primarily focus on artists of color, because we are severely, severely underrepresented on television and film sets, and severely, severely underrepresented in on the negotiation tables, negotiating the rates for these artists. So in 2013, December 2013, with negative $48.75 in the bank, Tekoa asked me to be her business partner. And I said yes, because I believed in the magic that the two of us could create together. And 10 years later, we have 75 artists signed across the country, and a client list that boasts every major television network, production company, and streaming platform. And that's not an easy feat. Thank you. And we don't do it by ourselves. We have a mighty team of 8 women that propel us forward every day so we can continue to do this work together. So I don't know where we would be without our team, and as entrepreneurs, I don't know where we'd be without each other. Tekoa's actually on FaceTime right now since she is in Atlanta. And as we grow, and when I was thinking about what I was gonna say tonight, I thought about the amount of partners I have in my life, not just on the business side, but I feel like your first partners in life are your parents. And I don't know where I'd be without my amazing mother, Grace Joshua, who's in the audience tonight. My father passed 12 years ago, but Victor and Grace were the first examples of teamwork that my sisters and I saw, and those lessons are insurmountable. My life partner, Michael Soto, has been such an amazing pillar of patience and support and love, and as we continue to grow, I don't know where my sanity would be without you, Michael. And I'm a girl's girl, right? So your partners, like your girls are your partners, like those are your road dogs. And it's so important that as you grow, you have a team of people with you that you can count on to be honest when you're messing up, and who you can look at when you need support, and who are going to cheer you on and show up tonight. So Nicole Newsom, one of my dear, dear friends, is here tonight in support. So I just really want to say thank you on behalf of Tekoa and I for this honor. And thanks a lot.
And we have something special for you here from to Yanis Joshua, the Technique Agency, for commitment and success in the Chase for Business Coaching for Impact program.
Thank you very much.
They do a good job. Let's put our hands together.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here in this room. My God, I'm just got the chills looking at this wonderful, powerful woman, and just to humbly be an ally of the many wonderful things that you guys do in your everyday lives. You know, as a new father of a wonderful little girl, I am just reminded that absolutely nothing that we do is possible without the support and the immeasurable amounts of energy and love that you guys do for everything that we, as men, do. So from my heart, thank you very much, and it's just humbling to be in this wonderful room. So to my honoree, one of my dear clients that I've been working for a good amount of time now, her name is Jennifer Firpo. She's the principal of J Vision Advertising. She owns a boutique marketing and advertisement agency looking to make an impact in the Hispanic community by bringing awareness of our reach culture. There's one thing you guys have to understand. Hispanics, we may share the same language, but at the same time, we have our differences. We have likes and dislikes, and companies, individuals, businesses need to understand the differentiating factors between those demographics. So Jennifer, with her company, is looking to make an impact with those specific tools. Born and raised, educated in the wonderful country of Dominican Republic, hence that's where I had my honeymoon, so definitely love that place to be. Like many of us, moved to the US in search of the American dream, and through her journey, she was able to navigate some very intricate steps to validate her foreign education here in the US. All of these learnings made her aware that she needed to make a further impact. She started a foundation, A Vision Foundation, looking to make an impact to foreign professionals looking to bring their high education degrees here to this wonderful country. Right? With all that being said, I'd like to bring Jennifer up to the stage and present herself because I think she's a phenomenal influence to our Latino community.
I mean, thank you, Franco. I mean, I don't feel any pressure at all. First, I want to say thank you to my husband that he's always hiding in the back over there. I want to say thank you to my friends and my family, and a special thanks to Franco for believing in me even when I don't believe in myself. But most importantly, I want to say thanks to myself for dreaming big. My vision is to build an empire with J Vision Advertising. And with the help of Goldman Sachs, I belong to the Goldman Sachs program, taking SB, and also for the Chase mentorship program, I think this is going to be a reality, and I'm gonna make my dreams come true. Education to me is key. So reason why I'm hosting a discussion panel, which Franco was telling you a little bit about, which is going to be hosted in June 4th, is to promote the education for Hispanic immigrants by providing them to the right guidance to move forward and to continue their dreams and continue to study and continue to realize their dreams. Lastly, remember, as women, we can do it all. But thank you to all the amazing women out here that is killing it. And even though I don't have a big speech like everyone else, I just want to say thank you for everyone, and thank you for the Chamber, thank you for the OJC for having us here, but thank you for Chase for allowing me to be part of this event. Thank you.
And we have an award here for you, Jennifer. By the way, we partner with the Santo Domingo Chamber of Commerce, and we like to say we put the DR in the DR CAFTA bill in 2012. It passed by the Senate in one vote.
Amazing.
But again, for your commitment and success to the Chase for Business Coaching for Impact program, again, our partners at Chase are doing a marvelous job. Let's put our hands together.
Thank you.